even though I think no one would openly admit it, that layer of stigma is still very present of going to therapy equates to there's something about me as an individual that is not enough.
Is asking for help kind of a sign of weakness, which is another misconception? And help them think that it's not, it's really not, because you will climb that mountain yourself.
It's just talking to another person, like what can they offer that's anything different? Or I've also heard in the past, therapists just talk out of a textbook. What is so different about talking to a pastor or talking to a friend? Just you deciding to come here and you deciding to start therapy is a huge act of courage, because that really means that they're willing to face their inner demons.
So it's actually a sign of strength and resilience rather than a sign of weakness. We're starting to talk about some different stigmas around therapy and how people are perceiving it. What kind of stigma are people holding on to that's making them feel resistant, or what's becoming the barrier in seeking therapy within Korean American Christian community?
Yeah. I agree, where I think this video really showed how far we've come in understanding and being accepting of therapy, where sounds like people are very willing to encourage others to go. But when it comes to, but I don't think I necessarily need it, I feel like we still struggle with some of that stigma, where there still is, I guess it depends on the individual, but there's still a level of negative association when it comes to therapy, especially within the Korean culture and within the church context. I think it's a double whammy when you have both that you're identifying as. For Korean culture, it's a little bit of that like self-sufficiency and that pride of I want to be resilient, I know how to take care of myself. Going to therapy might be seen as a sign of weakness, or, that person is incapable of figuring out their own problems. And when it comes to the church setting, very similarly, just seen in a different lens, where it's, I should have enough faith, or I should be able to talk this out with my small group, with my pastor, and pray harder. And if I'm still struggling, then does that mean my faith is not that strong? And is therapy, even though I think no one would openly admit it, I feel like unconsciously that layer of stigma is still very present of going to therapy equates to there's something about me as an individual that is not enough.
I think like the community-wise, like Korean American and Asian American, community-wise, I think like we're very responsibility is very important, so I take care of myself, and then even parents, we take care of you, even like church, we take care of you, and then when everybody try to take care of you, but it's not working, it just kind of brings about, like, oh, are we not enough, So I think like where therapy becomes like something like outside of this community, where if you kind of think of it as, like another resource, God-given resource, that, professionals, they have some knowledge and experience in treating certain difficulties and issues and diagnosis, to be able to use it as resource rather than this is outside of us, so we should be kind of not seeking for it. Yeah.
I think there are definitely some misconceptions as well that add to the stigma. So we talked about the first misconception of it's for those who are really going through something or are really struggling with trauma or some sort of stress. But I think another misconception too is it's just talking to another person, like what can they offer that's anything different? Or I've also heard in the past, therapists just talk out of a textbook, or there's nothing, like what is so different about talking to a pastor or talking to a friend? What's the point of going to a therapist? And I think there is a lot of misconception or lack of knowledge that often acts as barriers as well to seeking help. But the difference And this is actually what I hear a lot of my clients say too. They come to therapy for a third party perspective that is completely removed from their life, where they have no association, no bias. Very different from talking to a parent or a friend where they know you and they might say things out of definite bias. But coming to a therapist is you're coming in for a blank slate, where this is someone who doesn't know you off the bat, doesn't know your full history, but over time we get to know that person. But we're able to offer not only more of an objective perspective, but we're able to help clients see blind spots and loopholes that otherwise we are trained to do. We are knowledgeable in that realm of identifying and trying to help our clients that way.
That reminds me of this picture that I have of the client-therapist relationship. And that's a picture of those mountaineering climbers that go up Mount Everest or something really, really difficult to accomplish. And they oftentimes work with the guide. And I think for Mount Everest to climb that, I haven't done it myself, but so I heard. They usually hire a guide, Sherpas, right, to go along with them. And I think the relationship between a Sherpa and those climbers is such a beautiful picture of what it looks like between therapists and clients, because it's such a relationship of respect. Because, you working with the Sherpa does not mean that you're any weaker or you're less of a, climber, because you're going to do all the work yourself. I think it means that you are strong enough to climb that mountain on your own, and you don't have to do it alone. You can do it with a person who knows the terrain really, really well, who knows how to help you maintain your footing, who knows how to help you kind of get adjusted to the altitude, the high altitude. And so I usually think of that picture and I hope that it is helpful for other people to kind of shift their view of, is asking for help kind of a sign of weakness, which is another misconception, and help them think that it's really not, because you will climb that mountain yourself. You will just journey with another person who has experience of guiding you through that path.
I love that example because you mentioned the Sherpa isn't the one who chose to climb the mountain. It's the climber who decided, I'm going to take on this quest of literally climbing Mount Everest. And that choice in itself takes a lot of courage. And I always say that to my clients too, where just you deciding to come here and you deciding to start therapy is a huge act of courage, because that really means that they're willing to face their inner demons. And a lot of times I think we try to cope through life by shoving things down, or life just gets very busy where things just pass by. But clients and these individuals are the ones who are willing to take the time and invest in themselves and say, I am willing to face whatever is inside me and put in the work to work through that. And often it's not only just for themselves, but it's for the people who love them. Because the healthier we are, the more we can better love those around us. And so, just like that example, taking that step to come to therapy is really one of the most courageous things someone can do.
So it's actually a sign of strength and resilience rather than a sign of weakness. To those of you who are watching, maybe you've been thinking about therapy for a while, maybe for months or even years, we want you to know that you're not alone. Your feelings are valid, and it's really okay to seek help. It's a wonderful thing. It's a blessing to seek help. Therapy isn't about you being weak or something wrong with you or fixing you. It's really about allowing yourself to be human, to learn, to heal, to grow. We've included a list of mental health resources in the description below, so hopefully you can check them out. We also included our website, Defining Moments Counseling and Assessment Center. That's where all of us currently work together to provide services. If you've been carrying something heavy, maybe now is the time to take that first step. We see you, we support you, and we hope that this conversation is a small step toward healing for you, for your family, and for our community.